It's my second full day in Colonia del Sacramento, and I'm starting a bit later than what I thought I would, and that is because, confession time, I might have celebrated my birthday last night a bit too much. So today I wanted to go out to see different stuff just outside of the old town, and instead of walking, I'm going to try and hire a bike. Now, I've been recommended this place by the hostel, just opposite the tourist office. You can hire them by the hour, and it is coming up to 1 o'clock. So much later than what I thought it'd be. Right, let's go and find out. That was easy enough. $8 for 4 hours. I'm not going to use it that long. I am not feeling the best. You just fill out a form, passport, pay, and then just said choose your bike. And I'm just wondering which one will be best for my street cred. I might go for the middle one. So I've just nipped back to the hostel just to collect some stuff, and I've just realised the bike doesn't have a lock on it, so I'm going to have to be keeping it next to us when I have a little wander around when I get to the next place. And whenever I've hired a bike before in another country, you've always had to hand in a passport to make sure it didn't get nicked, pinched. So not here. So the idea is down that way there is the Rambla, the promenade that goes along the River Plate. I'm just going to follow that, and I'm heading towards a failed rich man's playground, which should be interesting. Right, I made a quick stop. You can see my camera on my hat, which I'm using to film my bike ride. The Rambla itself is actually quite smooth. That is a good bike. But the reason I stopped is, this is where the tourist bus stops. I thought, why? And then you have a look down there, and there's a beach, even though nobody's using it. But the view, that's the Colonia Old Town, and across that way, which you probably could see on a clearer day, is Argentina across the river. Well, I've only done about 1 kilometre. I'm feeling quite fit. Ish. Another quick stop, just take my time. It's not the Tour de France. And you got the sign of Colonia just there. Now, I'm not too sure if I'm meant to be riding on the path, the Rambla, because all the bikes I've seen have all been on the road. But I've only passed 2 people walking, so don't know. But that's a campsite if you ever want to come down and do some camping. And I'm just enjoying this bike ride. It's helping with my celebration from last night. And I'm here. I'm in an area called San Carlos, and in the early 1900s, Colonia decided that they want to attract rich Argentinians to come to this area. So at the time, Argentina had just banned bullfighting. So a way to attract Argentinians over here, Colonia built its own bullring. This was built in 1910, and then you can just see my bike is just over there, leaning against it, and it's closed. I can't get in, so I'm just gonna have a ride around. As well as the bullring, there is a hippodrome just down there, which is a horse racing track, which I'm going to go down to in a minute. And there's something else that I discovered last night that I need to go and see. But the irony is that after building this, 2 years later, 1912, Uruguay banned bullfighting. It only lasted 2 years. Right, let's have a little wander around, see if I can get inside or get any shots. So yeah, it is closed, and I've just discovered the days it's open. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Today's Wednesday, it's closed. So obviously it's for the weekends, people coming across on the ferry. But you've got a little gap in there which I can show you in. Now there is stairs that'll go up. What a shame. And I'm leaving tomorrow. This bullring is actually quite amazing. And there's a little bit of history of it right on these boards here. So in 1910 when it opened, they had a little railway going from the port to drop the people off to come and see the bullfighting. And then by 1955, after decades of not being used, it fell into disrepair. In 2022, they decided to renovate it, update it, and then used it as a music concert hall. Concert hall, is that what you call it? And then by 2023, they had completely renovated it, opened it up to the public. And then 2024, it's being used for various events. Nice. And for those of people who don't want to use a bike, get a golf buggy and just ride around. There's an open gate. Now, a young lady's just walked in, and I think she was meant to lock it behind her. Oops. So I'm not going to go too far in. But yeah, there's a lot of work still going on. I don't want to get caught coming in. But some of them seats don't make the... doesn't look really that safe. I just, yeah, better not get caught. So leaving the Plaza de Toros, just over there. Another thing they built around the same time was this place, the Hippodrome, horse racing, and it goes on for a long way. And again, this was built to attract the rich Argentinians to do a little bit of betting, and it's still going today, I think. It is well maintained. You've got the horses in the background in the middle, happily playing in the sun. So I'm going to have a little ride over to what looks like the entrance, even though there is a gate here that I can walk. In fact, let's just walk them through this gate. In fact, it does look like it is still used today. The sand has all been flattened. Wow. So just down there, there's a open gate. So I've come in. So in the 1860s, 70s, there was a big influx of British over here, and wherever the British were, they brought their sports, and obviously horse racing was one of them. They built a racetrack over in Buenos Aires, and the wealthy Argentinians became obsessed with horse racing. So it was only obvious that when they were building a rich man's playground in here, then it was obviously they're going to build a horse racing track. Now it is still in use. I've just seen a plaque down there that states that their big race day is on August the 25th every year, which is Independence. And yeah, this is going to be filled with people in a carnival atmosphere watching horses run around this. Even away from the track, this place is quite big, and I'm guessing this area is where they parade the horses. And across the road from where the stands are is the Red Cross Uruguay. It's a bit random. I've always thought Red Cross as an organisation that helps out in international disasters, but if they've got a small office there, maybe it's used for first aid for the thousands of people that will come down here for the race days. Maybe. A short bike ride away from the Hippodrome, and I'm now here, and this is the Frontón Real de San Carlos, and this was a stadium built for the sport of Basque pelota. I think that's what it's called. Basically, it's a game where you hit a ball against a wall at high speed. It was brought over by the Basque immigrations. So the sport itself, I've just had to Google it. It's basically players smash a ball against a wall at ridiculous speeds. Now it seems to be getting the same treatment as the bullring. It's getting modernised. I don't think I can get in because I've just asked one of the guys. I can try again with somebody else. But this was built around the same time as the Hippodrome over there, the bullring, which is just around the corner over there. So this would have been like an entertainment centre for the Argentinians coming across. If I can't get to the nearby. Yeah, that guy's just told me, no, go as far as this little path here. But when you walk through the window, you can just see the wall. That's all it is. So it looks like Colonial's local government is actually spending a fair bit of cash on this area to try and restore it to what it was at the time. To get the people from the old town to come up here, a bit of investment. And this looks like the front of the stadium where the entrance would have been, and just there you can see it is getting restored to its former glory. It's in its second stage, so it'll be probably a couple of years before this is back to its glory days. Maybe I'll come back and see what it's like. So with a luxury entertainment resort, they needed a hotel. So they built this, which is now part of the university. Now, because the main attraction at the time was the bullring, once the bullfighting got banned, they had to think of something else. So they decided to turn the hotel into a casino. and then build another luxury apartments, hotels elsewhere. But it never got finished. And by 1917, the project was abandoned. And everything within the resort sort of collapsed and then got handed over to the state. So what was a pipe dream ended only a matter of years. Fascinating. So you can just see the bullring in the distance at the top of the road there, and I've come down to the beach area. Now this used to be a pier, and this would take up to 6 steamships at a time. I mean, there's not much of it left now. And the railway was built to go from here to the hotel and the bullring. And obviously with the casino being thought about at the time, it was Argentina that helped kill the idea. And they put on a tax on steamships going for passengers, a tax of 10,000 pesos on ships stopping at any ports that had a casino. So even though it was a pier, they classed it as a port. So that effectively killed the idea of people coming here because it would have been too expensive. So yeah, it wasn't just because the Uruguayans banned bullfighting, but Argentina put the tax on. But all very interesting. I have thoroughly enjoyed coming down here, and there is the bike all ready to be taken back. And I'm getting all my information from these boards all over the place, which has been really handy. But yeah, it's time to head back to the bike shop, hand it in. I've been here for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, just walking around. It's been fascinating. Bit more history about Uruguay that I never knew about. Now tomorrow I will be leaving and I'll be going across the water by ferry to Buenos Aires, a new country, Argentina. Oh, I should be recovered by then. So if you've enjoyed this little trip around, then all you got to do is press that like button. If you want to see Argentina starting tomorrow, then all you got to do is subscribe. But until the next time, a nice easy ride back. Bye bye for now.